the detailed general structure Protista, its types and its classification. So let's start. So the kingdom Protista normally include the unicellular organism. So mostly the unicellular eukaryotes are included in the kingdom Protista. So what do you mean by unicellular eukaryotes? Means these are the eukaryotic cells having the nuclear membranes, having the membrane bond organelles. So as they are having the membrane bond organelles and nuclear membrane, they are called as the eukaryotic cells. And they are single cells. So normally they are made up of single cells. So as they are made up of single cell, these are called as unicellular eukaryotic cells and included in the term that is called as Protista. Now let's move the next point. Normally the mode of Protista, the classification of Protista is not based on the nutritional label. So it is mostly based on the 5 kingdom classification by Whitaker. It is based on 5 system classification. It is based on the 5 system classification given by Whitaker, but not on the nutritional point of view. This is the most important point, that Protista are not classified on nutritional value. These are classified on Whitaker's 5 system classification. Means we have Monera, then we have Protista, then we have Plantae, then we have fungi, then we have Animalia. So like this it has been classified, and it is all about of Whitaker classification. Let's discuss. So normally this classification is based on this particular group that is called as Whitaker mode of classifications. Now let's move to the next part. The term Protista was given by the scientist that is called as Ernest Haeckel. So Ernest Haeckel is that particular scientist who also discovered the 3 kingdom classification. The 3 kingdom classification also was given by the fellow that is called as Ernest Haeckel. Got it? So this is what we got, that the term Protista was coined by Ernest Haeckel. And these Protistans forms a connecting link. They normally forms a connecting link between Monera and multicellular organism. As we all know that Monera contains the unicellular prokaryotes and Protista contains the unicellular eukaryotes. So normally we have plants, normally we have fungi, and normally we have animals. So here what happens, these are unicellular prokaryotes, and these are multicellular prokaryotes. These are multicellular eukaryotes. So these are unicellular eukaryotes. So Protista forms a connecting link between unicellular and multicellular. So it is a connecting link, and also it forms a connecting link between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Yes, and also it forms a connecting link between, that is called as unicellular and multicellular. So this Protista, for which this Protista is sometimes called as the diversified kingdom. It is sometimes called as the diversified kingdom. Why it is called as the diversified kingdom? Because it has a diversified link with all type of kingdoms. It is linked with Monera, it is linked with Plantae, it is linked with fungi, it is also linked with Animalia. So for this it is called as the diversified kingdom. It is regarded as connecting link between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, connecting link between unicellular, multicellular, and also connecting link between, that is called as prokaryotes, eukaryotes. Got it? Clear? Now let's discuss. So yes, we know that these Protista present forms the connecting link between Plantae, between fungi, and also between Animalia. So they form a connecting link between Animalia, between Plantae, and also between fungi, as we have already discussed. Now let's discuss about this particular figure. So in this particular figure, what we got? We got that Monera is present as the unicellular organism. This is the Monera. So it is the unicellular prokaryotes, and these are the unicellular eukaryotes, and these all are the multicellular eukaryotes, got it? So here Protista, they forms a connecting link between Monera and all this group. So Protista forms a connecting link between unicellular prokaryotes, two unicellular, that is multicellular eukaryotes, it all forms a connecting link between unicellular and multicellular. So normally we find this Protista, they form a connecting link between unicellular and this is the multicellular. Got it? And so Protista forms the connecting link not only between these two, it also forms connecting link between this and also connecting link between this. Got it clear? So this is how Protista is regarded as the most diversified kingdom. Now let's discuss its general character. So we have discussed that Protista are the ancestor of all eukaryotes. Yes, we have discussed. And multicellular eukaryotes includes plant type, fungi and animalia. Also we discussed. And let's discuss what Protista do include. In this kingdom, which group of organisms are included. So mostly photosynthetic Protista means autotrophic Protista. So these are the autotrophic Protista, means they have photosynthetic pigments to synthesize the food. Example like dinoflagellates, examples like diatoms or desmides, and examples are nucleonodes because they all contains pigments. They all contains pigments, and due to the pigment, they helps in photosynthesis. They undergo photosynthesis. We'll discuss later details about this, for which they are regarded as autotrophic or photosynthetic organism. Now let's move the second group, that is called as the consumer group or decomposer. These are saprophytic. These are saprophytic. These are saprophytic means they depends on dead organic matter. That depends on dead organic matter. So these are saprophytic that depends on dead organic matter. The best example is cellular slime molds or as well as slime molds. We'll discuss later. This is a type of slime molds. This is slime molds present. The third type is called as animal Protista. This is called as animal Protista. The third type is called as animal Protista. This animal Protista are called as protozoans. The best example is zooflagellates, means they are having flagella. Then we have Sarcodina, means they are having pseudopodia as the locomotory organelles. Then sporozoa, they don't have any locomotor organ, they produce spores, and these spores liberate and get dispersed out. And ciliated Protista means they have cilia as the locomotory organs. So these four groups of animal Protista included under this kingdom, that is called as Protista. Now discuss about the general character. So normally all the Protista unicellular eukaryotic organisms, as we have discussed, and some are colonial without cellular differentiation. So what does this mean? So some group are found in colonies. They are found in colonies like Plasmodium. So they are found in colonies. So some groups are found in colonies. They are colonial. And some groups are found in unicellular. Most of the groups are unicellular. So these are unicellular. So most of the groups are unicellular, but some are found colonial. But some are found as colonial. Why? That there is not much cellular differentiation, means no tissue system is present. No tissue system, that means no tissue system. So in this particular group, we don't find tissue system present because without cellular differentiation means they don't have any tissue system in this particular group of Protista. Clear? Now let's move. Yes, they don't have the tissue level of is absent totally, organization of tissue level is totally absent. And they're mostly aquatic, means they're water loving. They're found in waters. So most of them are found in water. Either they are found in fresh water or they are found in marine water. So for which they are aquatic in the mode of habitat. Now the cell structure of eukaryotic types, because as we all know that all the eukaryotic cells, they have a cell membrane, they have a nuclear membrane, and they have membrane bond organelles. So these membrane bond organelles with cell membrane and nuclear membrane are regarded as the eukaryotic cells. So this is the eukaryotic cells. And they find the nucleus present. This is the nucleus present. And these are membrane bond organelles are present. These are the organelles are present. Also we find here in the cytoplasm, we find ATS ribosomes also present. ATS ribosome is present. Inside mitochondria and chloroplast, we find 70S ribosomes also present. So all these characters rectify them as the eukaryotic character, but they are unicellular, single cell organism because they don't have tissue organization. So the body is completely made up of single cell. So as it is made of single cell, so mostly they are cellular mode, protoplasmic mode of body organization is found to be present. Got it? So this is that they are eukaryotic in nature. Now let's move the next part, that is this group of organism contains ATS ribosome in the cytoplasm, and also they contain 70S ribosomes. And the very important fact is that they have a cell wall. And the cell wall present, most of the cell wall present The cell wall is cellulosic. They have a cell wall, and the cell wall is made up of cellulose. The cell wall is made up of cellulose. Got it? So it is the plant-like nature. So it is the advanced form, this Protista. Now, the flagella and cilia are present as the locomotory organs. Means in cilia, we find flagella either present or we find the appendages present, that is called as cilia. So the flagella present or we find the cilia are present. And these are the locomotory organs. Locomotory organelles. Got it? And the mode of pattern of arrangement is 9+2. So what does this 9+2 indicates? Means suppose we'll take the anatomy of any cilia, or that is called as flagella. What we find? We find that in the periphery we find this doublet 9 microtubules are present. 9 group of microtubules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And these are called as the peripheral doublet microtubules. And at the center we find it 2 individual singlet microtubules. These are called as singlet. So the doublet and singlet is 2 and doublet is 9 in number. And these are made up of microtubules. These are made up of microtubules. These all are made up of microtubules. And these microtubules are made up of tubulin proteins. They are mostly made up of a cell protein that is called as tubulin protein. So this type of arrangement is called as 9+2 arrangement. And it is the pattern of eukaryotic cells. So it is the basic character of a eukaryotic cells. So the cilia, either cilia or flagella, they both contains 9+2 arrangement of singlet and doublet microtubules present on it. Now let's move into the next part. Its next character, that is, we find the microtubules are made up of tubulin proteins, and the movement is either by means of cilia, flagella, or by means of false foot. If the movement is by means of this false foot-like structure present, and these are called as pseudopodia. And mostly pseudopodia found to be present in Sarcodinia group, that is amoeba. So this is the most vital part of locomotion. On the basis of locomotion, the animal Protista is being classified. Now we find that the fastest movement is the ciliary mode of movement. So the movement by cilia mode is regarded as the fastest movement. Yes, good. And next we find the mode of nutrition is either photosynthetic, means these are by having plant nature. Why they plant nature? Because they do have pigments. So as they do have pigment, they have plant nature. Or either they are by animal nature, ingestion, means they ingest the food materials, they engulf the food materials. So the food material is engulfed and being dissolved within the cell. And either they may be having, that is called as saproboico-parasitic, means on the surface of the organism or dead organic matter, they secrete enzymes, and these enzymes dissolves the food materials, and these food materials are absorbed by the organism. And so mode of absorption, the nutrition is by absorptive. So absorption of nutrition or absorption of food materials, they help in the food materials preparation, nutrition. Now, in some we find both type of nutrition present, that is photosynthetic and saprobiotic, that is mostly found in Euglena. Euglena we find both type of nutrition, that is plant type and animal type, that is photosynthetic, and also we find saprophytic. Got it? Now, move on the reproduction, either reproduction asexual mode without the use of gametes or by means of sexual modes with the use of gametes. And let's move into its life cycles. The life cycle is classified into 2 groups, either zygotic meiosis or gametic meiosis. This is a very important part. Let's discuss about zygotic meiosis. Suppose an organism is haploid. For example, organism is haploid. So suppose the organism, the plant body of the organism is haploid. So this organism by means of mitosis produce gametes. So these are the gametes which are also N and N. These are the gametes produced. And these gametes undergo fertilization. Yes, these gametes undergo fertilization. After fertilization, they produce the zygote. After fertilization, they produce the zygote, which is 2N. The condition is that the plant body, the parent is haploid, but the zygote so produced is a diploid. So, to form the plant, the parent plant, they undergo meiosis. So, meiosis takes place on zygote. So meiosis takes place on zygote. So zygotic meiosis. So zygotic meiosis is mostly present in haploid set of organism. So this type of meiosis is found to be present in this particular group, that is Protista. We'll discuss later, that is diatoms, and in desmites or dinoflagellate we find all this type of reproduction is found to be present. Now let's talk about gametic meiosis. In gametic meiosis, if the plant body is diploid, so they produce gametes. They produce gametes by meiosis. So this type is called as gametic meiosis. So if the plant body is diploid, they go for gametic meiosis, and if the plant body is haploid, they go for zygotic meiosis. So this is about the life cycle of this particular group, that is called as Protista. Now let's discuss about other factors. They are decomposer, yes, saprophytic. They are photosynthetic. They are parasitic, means being parasitic, they are pathogenic, disease causing. Yes, they are disease causing organism, because parasitic are what? Pathogenic. Parasitic are mostly what? Pathogenic in nature. So as they are disease causing, they cause dysentery disease, malaria disease, sleeping sickness. These are caused by the animal protozoans. Now let's discuss about some practice questions. So we have completed the basic general character of the kingdom, that is called as Protista. Later we'll discuss about its particular kingdom. Subkingdoms is photosynthetic Protista, or that is called as consumer Protista, or animal Protista. We'll discuss later. First we'll complete the general character, then we'll go for that. Let's discuss the practice questions. Suppose the assessment is saying that Protista forms a diversified kingdom. Yes, because they have all these characters. Yes. Why they form? Due to these reasons. So when we go to the options, the best option is this. Yes, both A and B are true, and R is the correct explanation to that of A. Next questions. Classification of Protista is difficult. Yes, it is very difficult because the members have all these features, for which photosynthetic algae, saprophytic slime molds, heterotrophic protozoans are included. So the A is right and is the correct explanation. Now the main reason for difficult in classifying provide is very difficult to classify because they are both plant character and animal character, so we are unable to differentiate. They all reproduce only asexually or complete auto. No, these are not the points. So the best example, the answer is, that is, they exhibit both plant-like structure and animal-like traits. The most diversified kingdom, as we all know, Protista. Yes. The connecting link between unicellular and multicellular, as we discussed, that is called as Protista. Yes. The connecting link between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, yes, we have discussed, that is called as Protista. So if you want to practice more questions on NEET level or any entrance point of view, you can go to this particular link and practice questions, or you can go to this particular link and give direct online questions. You can also go for doubt clearing classes to this particular site, or if you want to download the mind maps, worksheets, MCQs, PDF, you can go to this particular link. Here what happen, you will get per chapter you will get 1000 plus questions. So it's an ample amount of questions present, easier for practice. And also with the questions you will find the explanations are present. So easy explanations are present, you can go for it. If you want to correct your doubt by direct through online or by direct, you can contact with this number, or if you want any PDF, direct PDF and question materials, you can go to this particular channels. Okay, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you.